Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today, I want to talk about retiring with crypto. And the reason I want to cover that today is because I've been seeing a lot of people in the comment section say, man, I just want to be over with it and done. I want to get this crypto money and then relax for the rest of my life. I don't want to retire at 90 or some related comments. And whenever I read that, I'm like, yeah, I get this. Yeah, I get this. Yeah, I get that. But I think a lot of people misunderstand exactly what it takes to retire and especially what type of things you need to consider when thinking about retiring with crypto. So today, I want to go over that in a little bit more depth. But my question of today is, would you want to retire with crypto? And is it your plan? Like, have you planned out to retire with crypto? Have you already retired? Or, what's your deal? Do you want to keep working and have this all as side income? Or what's your goal surrounding that? Put it in the comment section down below. I read every single comment and I'm really interested to see what you guys think about this. All right, so first, let's quickly go over another question I have, which is, do you guys actually believe in a lot of these more conspiracy type of theories? Like, for example, here from Superman Punch 85 on Twitter, he says, XRP, silver, and gold all trading at 1776 on Independence Day in the middle of a financial reset. A revolution, if you will. That is not a coincidence. Some sort of digitized gold and possibly silver backed by economy is just around the corner. With, of course, a picture of the three, XRP, XAG, and XAU, the precious metals and XRP, trading at those very interesting and peculiar prices, which is also something that was shared more often. Unbearable Guy here says 17 is Q, 1776 is US year of independence. Again, silver, gold, they're all trading at the same price, which, again, in my opinion, is really, really, really an interesting coincidence as well. Gotta hand it to you if that's really the truth. That's pretty coincidental. But again, do you think more of it or no? And also, Enstein, who's been posting a lot of very interesting content. He says Federal Register remittance transfers under the Electronic Fund Transfer Act article, and also who's holding XRP. I don't think we're ready for what's coming with, again, Federal Register and more things related, because again, you can really, this is not really that conspiracy type of article, but you can relate this further to exactly what it all entails and why this has been done and exactly how it all rolls out and whatnot. The question remains the same though. What do you think about these XRP types of conspiracies? What do you think about them? Let me know in the comment section down below, and let's get on with the video. So, the retirement plan for crypto. And yes, most likely the title will have something like XRP or VeChain or things like that inside. That's because most of you guys seem to like it, and it's the coins I kind of love the most at the moment. So, yeah. But it's actually really to be generalized for all crypto because they kind of all work the same. It's all just about the idea. And basically, what I recommend you guys all to do before we step into how it's all going to be rolling out is to understand exactly what your goals are concerning retirement. Like, have you ever thought about what it would take or what you would want or things like that? Because one of the most important things ever is to really consider exactly how much money you're going to need and really what your plan is to get there. So here it says XRP Retirement Plan. It all depends on what your current situation is and what your goals are, because really, in the end, that's the truth. And now this whole plan is based upon 4 points: your retirement goals, your XRP price prediction, your amount of XRP, and matching them all together. And now, just for the sake of getting your whole story straight, what would you do if XRP were to hit $1 right now? And the same for what if we were to hit $10. Write those two things down. I think is really important for your general concept of money and especially new money creation or wealth creation. Now, once you've done that, you've written those two things down, you won't really need them further, but it's good to know for yourself. You got to have some retirement goals. And now there are multiple goals to have, and I've gone over this multiple times. I personally live in the Netherlands. That's why you may be hearing a little bit of an accent, and also why, my English might not be perfect, but I try my best. But here, your retirement goal will be completely different from what you might need in Brazil, or let's say, for example, Nigeria or India. Every place in the world might have a completely different number, so it's really important to check it for yourself. And I don't know exactly what state in America would be more expensive than others, but I'm assuming you're probably going to need a little bit more money if you live in San Francisco than some rougher town in Atlanta. Just an assumption. I don't know, though, because I am not from there. However, a rough estimate is that really for any of the people watching these videos, it's not going to be really smart to retire with under $1 million, right? Just telling you guys that straight up. Million might look like a lot. Once you've retired, though, it is not that much. However, it is definitely possible. It's definitely possible. And hear me out on this one, all right? Hear me out on this one. There are multiple calculators out there. Like, for example, you can go to Vanguard. You can check it all out. You can put in all the numbers. You can get yourself a cool number. You can go to Chris Hogan's website. You can just, again, I just kind of, fake this one to get some idea. Let me see if I can go back to the normal. See, I can go, let me see, no, I'll start over. Yeah, you can go to Chris Hogan's website to try get yourself an estimate of how much money you'd need. Let's, for example, go through this for a little second. Your focus is on family. Your annual income is a little bit on the high side, but let's do 100,000. Doesn't really matter that much. The RIQ tool, which stands for, let's see what it says again, if I know, Retire Inspired Quotient. The RIQ is an assessment tool that helps you see where you are today, dream of where you want to go in retirement, and make a plan to get there. It's not important, but okay. Let's do 100,000. If you were to retire tomorrow, how much would you need to fund your dream? How many dollars a month? Now, for a lot of you guys, it's most likely going to be at the bottom, like let's say, for example, $1,500 a month. But let's put it a little bit higher. Let's put it at $6,000 a month. Here's your current monthly income as a starting point, adjusted to what you think you would need. Let's do $6,000. Again, this is also at the bottom, I believe, according to your income, right? How much you would most likely want to have. Let's do again, 6K. There we go, 72%. Now, in how many years would you like to retire? I know for a lot of people it's going to be like, one, but let's do it a little bit more realistically. Let's do 8. Let's put it at 8, whatever. If you go through, how much money you already have investment. Again, that's actually really important to know for later on. But let's just see now. You have $100,000 a year. So let's say you've got 1 times your income already saved up. Doesn't really matter, I think, but whatever. And put it in, you see, bam. Your RIQ is 1.8 million. What you need to invest monthly right now to retire in, how many did we do? 8 years is $10.2 thousand. And this is going to look like a lot because it is a lot. Reason why? Because 9 years to get yourself $2 million is really not that simple. It's not that nice, to be completely honest with you guys. It's a lot of money. So having that in the back of our head, there's a couple of ways to do it a little bit better and to really do it quite a lot quicker and cheaper, most likely. And that is the $1 million strategy, which I've talked to you guys about more often on the channel. And how that basically really works is you can retire with $1 million as long as you have a venture which can generate you a 7% return. And now if you go for example, for just an index, there's really quite a lot of them which can guarantee you a 6 or 7% return, which is going to be enough. Now, theoretically, it has to be 4, according to Business Insider, but I would go for 7 or go big or go home, because otherwise it might be a little bit of a hurdle. So basically how this works is you get yourself to $1 million. Doesn't really matter how you do it. I really don't give a shit. Once you got your $1 million, what you need to do from that point on forward is invest in that index. And what you do every single year from that point on forward is take out 4%. That's the $40,000 a year, which is about $3,500 a month, which is quite a lot. I think most people will manage with that. Then you have 2%, in my opinion, to adjust for inflation every single year. So that means, your money goes up by $70,000 each year. So this year you have $1 million. Next year it's $1 million and 70,000. However, you take off 40,000, leave in again 30,000 in there, and 2% of that is for inflation. And I always put 1% for either an increase above inflation or for taxes, depending on in what country you live, because maybe you also got to pay capital gains tax, and that's where that one's going to kick in. And again, with that strategy, really $1 million is all you're going to need if you can suffice with $3,500 a month and also have a reliable, at least sort of reliable, 7% a year income machine. And again, if you look a little bit more into indices, if that's the word for multiple index, yeah, it's really possible. But the only downside to this is a recession. And especially the closer you are to retirement age already, the more aching this might be because there's a little bit of a risk involved. But right. Knowing that it's really possible to retire with $1 million as a baseline. Again, I'm going to put $1 million because really I know it's possible with that money. Lower than that, not gonna recommend it because it's really gonna be difficult. It's gonna be harsh if times get rough, and I don't want to put you guys in that situation. Going out from the $1 million perspective, it's all now about earning yourself $1 million and kind of be done with that. And I know I'm making it look like it's easy. No, it's definitely not. But really, your focus is maybe not what you thought it was. Maybe it's not about generating, tens of millions of dollars. It could really be a lot lower, possibly. Maybe you don't need 150 million like you thought. So scrolling through this a little bit, do you have a house already? Very important question. Because if you don't, and again, I've covered all of this on my Dusty Finance channel, very elaborately as well, by the way. I've explained all the steps to retiring in there. No advertisements, by the way. Dusty Finance, check it out. Link in the description. Yeah, do you have a house already? Do you have a mortgage? Do you still have payments? Do you rent? It's very important to know because that's going to really, really kick in. And if you don't, or you haven't paid off your mortgage yet, or you're renting a house, really consider retiring. Because really, trust me guys, that one kicks in hard into the money you have each month. It kicks in so hard that I'm really not recommending retiring if you still haven't paid it off. But that's just me. All right. Now, some more important things are, what is your XRP, or really crypto in that broader sense, price prediction? Let's generalize it for XRP now, though. And you can let's do it for XRP right now. You can generalize it for any crypto yourself by using logic. What's your XRP price prediction for the point you want to retire at, or the point you kind of want to be done and over with, or the highest point is going to get to when you're going to sell? Because really, if your price prediction for XRP is 10 cents, 50 cents, or something like that, well, realistically speaking, if it were to be 50 cents, and let's say XRP is 17 cents right now, and let's do 51 cents, that would mean all the money you have right now would have to be 333,000, because from 17 to 51 cents is times 3. And that's basically what you're going to get then, all right? That would mean you need a whole lot of money to retire at any point. So knowing that, you kind of got to up your price predictions a little bit to really retire with crypto if you don't have a lot. And it's very easy to make yourself a little of a cash out sheet like this as well, because one question you must face is, am I going to go cash all my money out once it hits the zone? Or am I going to go piece by piece, right? And I've explained multiple times there's more strategies to go for this, but the reason I'm telling you guys that is because, well, once you've cashed it out, you got to look for a new income machine, right? The thing is, though, you've believed in XRP for so long, why are you going to quit, right? And really, if you believe for so long, how do you know that XRP is not going to get you 100% gains instead of just the lousy 7% you were going to settle for example, from S&P? And again, thinking about that, I'm always thinking, what's the best option? What's the best? And the conclusion is there is none. It just depends per person, and everybody has different risks they're willing to take. And that's really where you kind of got to consider what portfolio you like the most. You can also mix them, of course. And you kind of got to calculate for yourself exactly what expected return and what type of risk you are willing to get. Because, well, the expected return with XRP is really difficult. With stocks, it's a little bit simpler. But the volatility is always going to be there, so you kind of have that given. And yeah. But yeah, put a little bit of a cash out sheet for yourself. Make it. Write it all down on a piece of paper. How much would you cash out at $1? I mean, if any. How much would you cash out at $5, $10, $25, $50? Put it down for yourself so you have a little bit of an idea. And also the quantity of XRP and how much dollars that would be for yourself. Then, maybe you should have done it a step earlier, but whatever. Then calculate for yourself how many XRPs or how much XRP you would have at that point of retiring. Would you have only 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 500,000, 1 million XRP? How much would you have at the point of retiring? And then, of course, Q times, I guess Q times Q in here. What have I done here? Stupid. Oh, I'm saying quantity XRP times price is retirement amount. Quantity is retirement amount / price, or divided by price, and price is retirement amount divided by quantity. Earlier videos, whenever I talked about this, I had a spreadsheet open with these 3 calculations in it. But at one point I thought, you know what? It's simple AF. Just, if you want to know the quantity of XRP or if you want to know the retirement amount you're going to need, just do the quantity of XRP times the price. If you want to know the quantity you're going to need, just do the retirement amount divided by the price. If you want to know the price you're going to need, do the retirement amount divided by the quantity of XRP. It's that simple, right? Or just look in this small little table I've made. Again, if you want, you're thinking about a $50 price prediction of XRP, and you know you're going to have 25,000 coins, that will put you at $1.25 million. And all these yellow things are the good zone of possible to retire. And again, keep in mind, this only works with a consistent stream of income. If your plan is to eat your retirement income, $1 million is going to be low and might not be enough to really do so. It's going to be a very tricky one, and I would not recommend it. All right, trust me on that one. I would not recommend. But yeah, any in the yellow zone is fine. You can go for any of them. Really, any pick. You pick one of them. It's all going to be fine. And yeah, then basically that covers all the basic steps to retiring, and you know it all. Now, another question is, should you sell your XRP, as I just stated, because it might get the highest return? And also, how are you going to cash it out? Because maybe your goal is to retire with 30 million and not just a lousy one. My question, and something you should consider for yourself, is how are you going to cash it out? What exchange? How much will the fees be? And more about that is down here, but there's still more to be sought out for yourself. Exactly how are you going to manage all the taxes? How do taxes work in your country? How much do you have to pay surrounding all these gains you've just made? What do you have to declare now that you have this much money? What type of capital gains tax do you have to pay now every year? All that type of stuff will also play a role, which you should consider and think about. And yeah, think about all that type of stuff. If you've done that, I think you're well on your way to becoming a very, very wealthy person. And you know the steps. Maybe you learn something, maybe you learn nothing. I do not know. What I do know, though, is that these are essential steps to understanding, or at least grasping, a concept of not only wealth accumulation, but also wealth conservation. As, again, it's not only about making your money, it's also about keeping it and making sure you always keep it, and generational wealth can occur or come to play. If you don't know or don't think about this type of stuff, it's really, really going to be hard to get it just by accident. Not that many people do. So think about all that you can surrounding these situations, because that's going to get you the farthest. And thank you guys all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you learned something new. And see you guys again in another episode of the Daily Crypto News. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, as I just said. And don't forget to subscribe and press the like button.